It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. It looks like a cozy Halloween ritual, but behind the warm glow were near-cancellations, nervous censors, and a child star's tooth hanging by a thread. A network bet the whole Peanuts future on a pumpkin patch. Fans answered with candy by the boxful, and one silent beagle almost lost his most iconic scene. Here are 15 facts you won't believe. Number 15. CBS wasn't convinced a Charlie Brown Christmas could be followed with another hit. After Charlie Brown's All-Stars delivered only modest numbers, executives warned the creators, deliver another perennial holiday blockbuster or the series might end. Halloween didn't seem safe ground, and doubt swirled that Schulz's offbeat mix of melancholy and humor could carry the season. But the team pressed forward, shaping Linus's weight and Snoopy's surreal adventure. The risk paid off spectacularly, and what could have ended Peanuts instead became the cornerstone of its holiday empire.
A chocolate bar. I got a quarter. I got a rock.
Number 14. Producer Lee Mendelsohn worried about Charlie Brown's misfortune, receiving rocks instead of candy on Halloween night. He debated removing it, fearing the repeated cruelty would turn audiences against the special. Schulz refused to soften the blow. Kids, he insisted, already knew disappointment. Stripping it away would betray their honesty. The gag stayed, and children never forgot. Far from being rejected, "I got a rock" became the most quoted line in the show, proving that telling the truth, even when it hurts, can leave the deepest impression. Number 13. After the special aired, children across America responded to Charlie Brown's humiliation in the sweetest way possible. They mailed candy to the studio, sometimes their own Halloween stash, sometimes whole boxes of store-bought treats. Some enclosed notes in clumsy, childlike handwriting, promising Charlie Brown could share theirs. For years, the gifts kept coming. The gag that had worried censors most ended up inspiring kindness across the country. Charlie Brown may have received rocks in the cartoon, but real children made sure he never went without candy.
What's that? I hear the Great Pumpkin.
Number 12. Most holiday specials end with magic delivered. Schulz went the other way. He disliked telling kids that a jolly man showered gifts everywhere when he knew many families could afford only a little. So he gave Linus a pumpkin patch and a faith that went unrewarded. Children expected a miracle. Linus got silence. That sting was the point. Schulz explained that not every hope is fulfilled, and kids deserve to know life isn't always fair. The honesty made the heartbreak unforgettable, and the lesson lingered long after the candy was gone. Number 11. Snoopy's World War I fantasy nearly didn't make it to air. Some thought the surreal imagery, a dog piloting a doghouse across moonlit skies, was too strange for a Halloween cartoon. But Schulz and his team stitched it in as a costume, and Snoopy debuted as the flying ace. The gamble transformed the special, the moonlit doghouse, the scarf and goggles. The pantomime chase over France transformed a small holiday story into something mythic. The Red Baron chase wasn't just filler, it became Snoopy's signature role. Number 10. Fans have long debated Linus's heartbreak. Some insist the Great Pumpkin does exist, but simply arrives in the wrong pumpkin patch every year. That would make Linus not delusional, but tragically unlucky. The idea keeps hope alive for children and adults alike. Each October, viewers return to the special, not for the promise of triumph, but for the chance to wait with Linus again. Number 9. Most cartoons relied on trained adult actors performing as children, but Schulz insisted on using real kids. It was a gamble. Dialogue often sounded halting, uneven, even awkward. Instead of ruining the flow, those imperfections made the Peanuts gang sound like genuine neighborhood kids. Sally's hesitations, Linus's earnest lectures, and Charlie Brown's weary sighs rang with sincerity. That decision created a texture unlike anything else on television. Viewers weren't hearing performances polished in a studio, they were hearing childhood itself captured on tape. Number 8. While recording Sally's lines, her young actress, Kathy Steinberg, had a loose front tooth. Producers panicked. If it fell out, her voice might lisp or shift mid-special, wrecking continuity. They rushed her into the booth, determined to finish quickly. Kathy delivered her final line, walked out, and the tooth fell out the very next day. Viewers never knew the crisis behind Sally's sweet ramblings, yet hidden behind the animation is the memory of a little girl beating the clock. Number 7. For decades, Halloween didn't begin until Great Pumpkin aired on CBS. Families gathered, bowls of popcorn ready, children in pajamas waiting for Linus's pumpkin patch. Even after CBS, the ritual continued on ABC. Then Apple TV Plus gained exclusivity in 2020, sparking fan outrage. By 2021, a PBS deal briefly returned it to free television, and Apple later offered free weekend streams. Despite platform battles, the tradition survived. Families adjusted with DVDs, streaming nights, and watch parties. The network didn't matter, the ritual had already become part of Halloween itself. Number 6. From toys and records to Halloween costumes and storybooks, the special launched a wave of merchandise. Children wanted trick-or-treat bags like the ones on screen, while parents bought albums that filled their living rooms with Vince Guaraldi's warm jazz. Even the line, "I Gotta Rock," appeared on candy buckets and t-shirts. Far from cheapening the story, the products let families carry the special into their own homes. One-night broadcast grew into a cultural brand, proof that magic could be boxed and sold without losing its heart. Number 5. Though Charlie Brown's misfortunes anchor the story, Snoopy walked away with the spotlight. His silent Red Baron fantasy enchanted audiences so much that it inspired albums, comic spin-offs, and eventually a video game decades later. A character who never said a word managed to capture imaginations across generations, from his salute in a ruined cafe to his doghouse battles in the sky. Snoopy proved pantomime could be just as powerful as dialogue. In a special filled with talking children, it was the quiet beagle who spoke loudest. Number 4. The first 2 Peanuts holiday specials, including Great Pumpkin, were produced for just $76,000 each, a fraction of what Disney or Warner Brothers spent on animation. Limited funds forced the team into creative shortcuts, painterly backdrops, sparse animation, and long stretches of jazz filling the silence. Instead of looking cheap, it created a handmade charm audiences embraced. Out of financial constraint came a unique style that still defines Peanuts today. Small budget, timeless magic. Number 3. Snoopy never needed dialogue, but he wasn't silent either. His laugh, sobs, and squeaks came from animator Bill Melendez, who recorded himself and sped up the tape. That choice gave Snoopy a voice that was both cartoonish and heartfelt, perfectly matching his pantomime adventures. Because Melendez animated and voiced him, Snoopy's movements and sounds felt inseparable, one mind shaping the character inside and out. It's why Snoopy could steal scenes without speaking a single word. Every bark and whimper came straight from the hand that drew him. Number 2. When It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown premiered in 1966, CBS executives braced for mixed results. Instead, Nielsen reported a 31.6 rating and nearly half of all households tuned in, tying Bonanza as the #1 show of the week. It pulled this off against stiff competition, Star Trek and The Dating Game, proving that Schulz's blend of melancholy humor and jazz could compete with primetime titans. Critics had wondered if a Halloween cartoon could succeed, but that single night secured Peanuts' future. The Great Pumpkin didn't just hold its own, it dominated. Number 1. Before 1966, Halloween wasn't a guaranteed television event. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown changed that overnight. Its success proved that seasonal specials could become yearly rituals, shaping how networks scheduled October programming for decades. Critics credited it with inventing the modern Halloween TV template, a once-per-year broadcast that brings families together. Today, networks and streamers still chase that magic, rolling out spooky specials every fall, but it all began with a boy in a pumpkin patch, waiting for a miracle that never came. Bonus fact. Lucy yanking away the football had been a comic strip tradition for years, but Great Pumpkin marked the first time audiences saw it animated. Charlie Brown's hopeful sprint, Lucy's sly grin, and that inevitable crash all landed harder in motion than they ever had on paper. The whoosh-thud combination became an instant classic, later repeated across countless specials. What had once been a recurring panel gag became one of television's most recognizable comedy beats. Which moment sticks with you? Share your memory below and help keep the tradition alive, and let us know what classic to spotlight next.